At 60, many men think there's nothing left to discuss when it comes to masturbation. They've been doing it for decades. It's as familiar as breathing. But there's a truth few realize. The way you masturbated at 30 could now be silently harming you at 60, and you have no idea. It's not the act of masturbation itself that's the problem. In fact, it's still a healthy, natural part of male life, at any age. The real issue is how you do it. The seemingly harmless habits you've repeated over the years may be gradually draining your energy, dulling your emotions, and weakening your sexual health. Have you ever felt like pleasure isn't as complete as it used to be? An empty feeling after you finish? Or maybe your body feels tired, with a dull ache in your groin, and you don't know why? It might not be age. It might be 5 subtle mistakes you're making every time you masturbate. In this video, we're going to take an honest look at the most common errors, from relying too much on porn, to using unhealthy positions, to disconnecting emotionally each time you touch yourself. These aren't things to be ashamed of. They're opportunities to understand your body better and take care of it the right way. If you're in your 60s, 70s or beyond and still want to protect your sexual health, emotional well-being and the connection you have with your own body, this is something you shouldn't ignore. Mistake 1. Relying on porn as the main source of stimulation. At age 60 and beyond, many men begin to notice something unusual. The feeling of arousal isn't as strong or clear as it once was, even though they still masturbate regularly. Many assume it's just part of getting older, but the real reason may lie elsewhere. The overuse of pornography is the main form of stimulation. When you were younger, your brain was more responsive, and dopamine, the chemical responsible for pleasure, was released abundantly in response to sexual stimuli. But after 60, the central nervous system, especially the parts that process pleasure, become less sensitive. When you frequently flood your brain with fast, intense, and unrealistic erotic content, it has no choice but to adapt. And unfortunately, that adaptation isn't helpful. It actually numbs your brain's response to natural stimulation. The warm, intimate feelings that used to come from real physical connection are slowly replaced by a reliance on screens and fantasy. You might notice that when you're watching and doing, arousal comes quickly, but what follows is an empty, disconnected sensation, something forgettable and hollow. Over time, this doesn't just affect your ability to enjoy pleasure. It also weakens your emotional connection to yourself and your partner. The solution isn't to quit cold turkey, but rather to reduce how often you watch, choose content more carefully, and most importantly, relearn how to spark genuine arousal through imagination, physical awareness, or intimate memories. Try taking a short break from adult content, and instead, awaken your senses using real experiences, soft lighting, deep breathing, relaxing music. These simple changes can help you reconnect with your body and rediscover pleasure on a deeper but more fulfilling level. Mistake 2. Masturbating in the wrong position, especially while sitting on the toilet. Many older men develop the habit of masturbating while sitting on the toilet. It feels convenient, private, and timely. But in reality, this is one of the most harmful positions for your sexual health after age 60, especially when it comes to your prostate and pelvic region. When you sit hunched over, with your knees pulled up and your back curved forward, this posture restricts blood flow to the genitals and puts direct pressure on the prostate. Not only can this cause numbness and fatigue, but it also increases pressure within the pelvic organs. After years of maintaining this habit, many men begin experiencing issues like urinary dribbling after urination, dull groin pain, or a heavy, uncomfortable feeling when standing for long periods. Additionally, the seated position on the toilet causes tension in the pelvic floor. The muscles around the perineum tighten and lack room to relax. This can interfere with nerves, blood vessels, and muscles responsible for erection and bladder control. The danger is that many men never link these symptoms to their masturbation posture. They blame aging or assume they have a urinary or prostate disorder. The good news is that the fix is simple and effective. Change your position. Choose a more comfortable setting, such as lying on the bed, reclining in a supportive chair, or even standing if that works for you. The key is to allow your lower abdomen and pelvic area to remain relaxed and open. free from compression or folding. In addition, be mindful of your environment and timing. A calm, private setting can help you stay more relaxed and in control, reducing tension and improving the overall experience. Remember, after age 60, masturbation itself isn't the problem. It's how you do it that determines its quality and long-term effects on your health. Mistake 3. Rushing through it like a task to complete. At age 60, many men still carry the old habit of treating masturbation like a quick task, something to get over with and move on. They don't pay attention to sensation, breathing, or the connection with their body. It's done like checking off an item on a to-do list, fast, rushed, and without presence. At first glance, it might not seem like a big deal, but if you often feel empty or unsatisfied afterward, this could be the reason why. When you masturbate under stress or simply to get it done, your nervous system reacts with tension. Blood vessels constrict, blood flow decreases, and essential hormones like oxytocin, the connection hormone, and dopamine, the pleasure hormone, are released in lower amounts. The result is a shallow, disconnected experience, and even fatigue after ejaculation. Over time, your body learns that pleasure is meant to be fast, surface level, and emotionless. This can affect your ability to stay aroused, feel close to your partner, or even maintain desire at all. The solution isn't complicated, but it does require a shift in mindset. Start by slowing down. Instead of thinking about getting a release, think of it as an opportunity to explore sensation. Take time to breathe deeply, feel each movement, each heartbeat, every inch of skin that responds to your touch. You can even enhance the experience by adding soft lighting, soothing scents, or calming music to create a space that invites connection, not just release. Treat it like a gentle journey with no finish line. There's no need to rush, no need to get it done. Just be present, so you can see clearly that even at 60 or 70, your body still has so much to offer, to feel, and to enjoy. Mistake 4. Using too much pressure or the wrong technique. After age 60, the sensitivity in the genital area often isn't what it used to be. Many men notice it takes longer to reach climax, or that they need stronger stimulation to feel something. As a reflex, they begin gripping tighter, stroking more forcefully, or using tools and objects that apply greater pressure. It may seem like a solution, but in truth, this is one of the main causes of long-term physical damage that often goes unnoticed. Using excessive force or aggressive techniques can lead to micro-injuries you might not recognize immediately. Skin tears, urethral irritation, or worse, microscopic scarring within the erectile tissue. Over time, these repeated injuries can alter the shape, structure, or sensitivity of the penis. In some cases, men experience penile curvature, Peyronie's disease, a loss of sensation, or even pain during erections. More than that, when pleasure becomes something you have to fight for, the emotional side of the experience fades. You become mentally focused on performance and reaching climax, and that stress strips away the connection, making everything feel mechanical, empty, and unsatisfying. The solution? Return to gentleness. You don't need to force pleasure. You simply need to create the right conditions for it to arise naturally. Instead of focusing on intensity, shift your attention to sensation. Use a light to moderate grip, and always pair it with a natural lubricant to reduce friction and irritation. Pay close attention to your body's signals. If you feel numbness, burning, or discomfort, stop immediately. Remember, your body deserves kindness and respect, especially at a stage in life where every sensation is more meaningful than ever. When you change your approach, pleasure not only returns, it deepens. It becomes more lasting, more connected, and far more satisfying than anything forced or rushed. Mistake 5. Masturbating without emotion or clear intention. At some point after turning 60, many men begin to masturbate out of reflex, without emotion, without connection, and without any clear purpose. Some do it out of boredom, others because they can't sleep, and many simply out of habit built over decades. But when this act becomes overly mechanical, repetitive, and emotionally flat, it slowly loses the real meaning of intimacy and pleasure. When you're no longer emotionally connected to your body during self-pleasure, the brain responds by gradually turning off the release of feel-good hormones like oxytocin and dopamine. As a result, each session passes like an empty moment. No joy, no satisfaction, no lasting effect. Over time, this can even lead to emotional numbness, loneliness, and a growing disconnect from yourself, causing some men to feel emotionally lost, withdrawn, or ashamed. Pleasure, whether it comes from someone else or from within, requires emotion, presence, and gratitude. It's not just a physical sensation, it's a way of connecting with yourself, a reminder that your body is still alive, still deserving of attention and care. So don't masturbate just to satisfy a physical urge. Make it a meaningful experience. Ask yourself before you begin, am I doing this to care for myself or simply out of unconscious habit? Create a private, calming space. Play relaxing music, light a scented candle, take deep breaths, and place your hand on your body as an act of gratitude. Let each touch become a moment of healing, a chance to listen to, reconnect with, and honor this body that has carried you through over 60 years of life. And when you do it with presence and kindness, pleasure won't be something you have to chase. It will arise naturally. Just gone through the 5 most common mistakes that many men over 60 unknowingly make when it comes to masturbation. Not because they've done something wrong, but simply because no one ever taught them how to listen to and reconnect with themselves during this very different stage of life. As you've seen, masturbation itself is nothing to be ashamed of. On the contrary, when done mindfully, it can be a powerful form of self-care, a way to boost happy hormones, stimulate blood circulation, support sexual health, and most importantly, maintain the connection between body, emotion, and spirit. But the key lies in how you do it. It's no longer about fast-rushed, emotionless movements like it may have been in your younger years. At this stage, you need more gentleness, slowness, respect, and presence. You don't just need pleasure. You need healing. Not just climax. You need peace. Not just a functioning body, but a soul that still feels connected and alive. Maybe you felt tired after masturbating, or empty, or wondered why the emotion is no longer there, but now you know. It may not be age. It may just be the way you've been doing it. And the good news is, you can change that. Starting today. Start with small shifts. Reduce your dependency on porn. Choose a more relaxed, healthy position. Slow down. Be gentler with your body. And most importantly, do it with emotion and with care. Because after all, your body is still alive, still feeling, and still very much worthy of love. You don't need to be like you were in your 20s. You just need to understand that at this age you have the right to enjoy pleasure in a deeper, fuller, and more mindful way. Give yourself permission to feel, without judgment, without rushing. Turn each time you touch yourself into a meaningful moment, a space where you are safe, cared for, and whole. If this video helped you realize something important, leave a comment below. I choose to reconnect with my body, to remind yourself that you're not alone and you're on the right path. Don't forget to like, share this video with the men you care about, and subscribe for more honest, practical advice on men's health after 60. Thank you for staying with us until the end. Wishing you continued wellness, physically, emotionally, and in your private life, because you truly deserve it.